was a week ago. Tomorrow, where there was an assassination attempt on the president, and immediately people started calling into question the work of the Secret Service. How was there nobody protecting a shed that had a direct sight line to the president? As a result, or the former president. As a result, there's been a lot of talk about Secret Service. What goes into it? What do you have to do to get that job? Do people, could anyone, like if I decide today I wanted to go into Secret Service work, could I get trained well enough to be a Secret Service agent by next year?
You do not have the attention span.
What was that? Were you talking?
No.
So we've got on the phone right now a former Secret Service agent, protected 2 U.S. presidents, and knows everything there is to know about Secret Service work. More importantly, will answer every question we have. It's time for an AMA with a Secret Service agent, and welcome Jason Russell to KROQ. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning.
Agent Russell. Can we call you that, or do you have a code name that we should call you by?
No, I like that. Agent Russell's good. We can go with that.
When you do have code words, like, for instance, the Eagle, etc., does every president have their own code word? Or is it like a cool thing where you get to come up with your own nickname? Like, we work with a guy here that wants us to call him the Ace. We don't want to call him that, but how does it work in Secret Service work?
No, they get assigned that. So every president gets a letter, and then all the people in their family get assigned a code name that corresponds with that letter. So President Bush, for instance, was Trailblazer. President Obama was, Renegade. So, and then everybody in their family gets a code name of the same first letter. So, Rosebud, Renaissance, things like that.
And what if the president's like, I don't like Renegade. I'd like to be something else.
I want to be Ace.
Do they get any vetoes or no?
I think they do. The White House Communications Agency actually does that. So I'm pretty sure the president, if he doesn't like his nickname because it's not cool, they can change it.
So, but who is actually coming up with the letters R, and I'm going to come up with the 10 names of him and all his family members? Who's coming up with that?
I think it's the White House Communications Agency, and they try to do names that kind of fit the personality of the person, right? So they try to come up with, but they try not to use the same letter, obviously, over and over again. So
do they have?
It goes all the way back to Ford, Kennedy, all those types of things.
Are there code names for the animals too? Like, do Biden's dogs have their own code words?
I think just that one dog that bit everybody, I don't know what his code name was. Get out of the way, probably, or run. I don't know.
Fangs. Move out of the way, Fangs. On our phone right now is a former Secret Service agent. He will answer every question that you have and we have. You can text them to us at 800-520-1067, or you can call in as well. And thank you for your time in advance. We'll talk about everything you got going on, but let's go ahead and hit you rapid fire with the questions. So question number 1, on Air Force One, are you able to have all the snacks you want as well?
They charge you for them, actually.
They do?
You actually get a bill from the Air Force, yeah. So you got to be careful. There is good food on there, but they actually charge the agents.
So it's no different than if you're on JetBlue and you want one of those snack packs with the cheese, and they're like, that'll be $8 credit card only?
Yeah, it's like Spirit, where they just pass around a 2-liter and you take a sip.
Unbelievable.
Dude, wait, but is it a big upcharge because you're on Air Force One, or are the prices comparable to our airlines?
I think they're pretty comparable, but I remember flying on military planes and having a ham sandwich and then getting a $15, bill for the ham sandwich.
Now, the glasses and the earpiece, I feel like every Secret Service agent has to have cool sunglasses and an earpiece. Are you actually using the earpiece? Like, how often is that actually being used versus just kind of,
for
to
show.
look cool? Yeah.
No, it's used a lot. I mean, that's where all the information comes in through your earpiece so that you can hear. And it's actually molded specifically to your ear. So when you're in training, they come around and do this. They put this stuff in your ear and mold the earpiece so it's very specific to your own ear. The glasses are not required. In fact, I never wore sunglasses. I know it's pretty common, kind of cliche that Secret Service agents wear sunglasses, but I wasn't a big sunglass guy.
Seems like most of them go with the traditional, mall cop Ray-Ban style look, and every once in a while you see a Secret Service agent that
Oakleys.
throws on those like fluorescent Oakleys. Is there a shame that goes on in the? Do you guys ever bust each other's balls about sunglass choice or no?
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's wearing a, kind of a goofball pair of sunglasses, you might give them a little bit of trouble. Or if they wear them inside, which is kind of a weird move. But yeah, no, for the most part, we leave each other alone about the glasses.
Most of my knowledge of Secret Service goes like this. There's someone very important speaking, and a balloon gets popped, and then everyone jumps on top of the person speaking. How often did balloon pop trigger you guys to go into some sort of a protocol?
No, I know you're going right off the Clint Eastwood movie there, right? So
that's right.
Never. I mean, I can tell the difference.
Never.
In the Line of Fire is my only knowledge.
You're going off of a stupid movie. The answer to your stupid question is no.
I'd imagine this happens every day, right? No, you're saying that does not happen.
Nope, no balloon pop.
Okay.
All right.
Do you ever? I feel like Secret Service agents and any bodyguard. I always think
balloon. That was a balloon. That was a balloon testing. Another balloon. Another balloon.
Got to double down on it, don't you?
Yeah, till the guy laughs.
I feel like you guys are always. I mean, you're always scanning the crowd enough, but you have to get bored, right? I mean, are you singing a song in your head, or is there something you're doing to help pass the time? Because I imagine just standing there for long periods and just scanning the crowd has got to get really dull.
Usually you're more concentrating on how bad your back hurts from standing in the same position for, hours on end. But, no, I mean, you're looking out there to see kind of, obviously you're picking up on interesting people, people picking their nose or whatever. But you're also looking for a suspicious person.
Hot ladies.
So, there's a method to it.
Are you looking for hot girls, too?
You're not allowed to do that. That's frowned upon.
Not allowed to do it, but I mean, wink, wink, renegade, right? Rosebud Renegade.
4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
Did they do that in a Clint Eastwood movie?
No, but that's what he said earlier. You wouldn't have Jason Russell. Maybe not you specifically, but you don't. There's not a different code word that gets used for like really hot chick, 3 o'clock. You don't. There's nothing like that. You don't say anything like gazungas or anything. There's no code words.
No, that would be if that came over the earpiece, you would definitely get some discipline.
Do you consider this to be a low point in your career?
Talking with us? Stop it. These are questions.
I never get questions like this.
Yeah, see? These are important questions. And by the way, we're like the general public. This is what the general public wants to know. On our phone right now, Jason Russell. Agent Russell, former U.S. Secret Service agent, kept 2 U.S. presidents safe. 8 years of that. Now he's the founder and president of Secure Environment Consultants. So a lot of people come to you for questions. Now, obviously, the events of past Saturday, crazy. Were your thoughts that the Secret Service failed in every possible way as a guy who's had that job before?
I think, obviously, anything that happens at a Secret Service event is ultimately the Secret Service's fault, right? So whether it was directly their fault or somebody else kind of dropped the ball, ultimately it's their responsibility to make sure events like that don't happen. Look, if a gun is fired at a Secret Service event, it's the Secret Service's fault. That's all there is to it. So it's unfortunate, but it happened and they got to learn from it.
Did you think it was strange that they didn't immediately just, take the president into the secure vehicle and they let him kind of like, pop his head out into the crowd? Like, did you find that strange at all?
Yeah.
No, actually, because they're waiting for things to get kind of lined up. They're waiting for their tactical elements to get in place. They're behind cover. There's steel on that stage, so they're more in a safe area. And they're using what's called a body bunker, which is basically, agents' bodies, essentially. So there's ballistic vests on those agents, and then what we call the meat shield, which is the human being's body.
Oh.
And then, another ballistic panel on the front. So
another one of my nicknames, making it a brand.
Allie. That's Allie's code name for years. It's been Meat Shield. I'm so excited that we're able to bring it up.
I really am curious. What is the biggest save that you made? Like, what's a time that protecting Bush or Obama that you were able to save them at from a dangerous situation?
Great question, Meat Shield.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that is good. Meat Shield's got it. She's got it today. Honestly, there is very rarely that you have to actually, obviously, if we were jumping in front of bullets all the time, you'd see it. So it's pretty, most of it's planned in advance. So anything that happens at an event that is bad is definitely a surprise and something that wasn't planned. So luckily, I was never in a position where I had to, jump in front of a bullet or anything like that. I mean, maybe the thing that I did most was protect them from hitting their head as they got into the car. That was pretty critical. So I was pretty good at that.
Let me ask, because a lot of people on the text line want to know what happens when you got to go. You're standing there next to a president, but you've got to poop, or you got to pee.
Ooh.
What do you do? Do you have anything under there, under the Kevlar, like a pull-up or something? You just let it rip, or what happens?
No, you got to ask for somebody to come and give you a push off your post. So you just kind of either hold it or you ask for somebody to come and relieve you so you can relieve yourself.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
With the motorcades, when the president's in town, obviously it's really bad for traffic. Have you ever thought of just putting them in like an old Honda Civic that's inconspicuous?
Great question.
Instead of having this motorcade with like 100 different cars closing off the freeways everywhere you go?
Well, I mean, if you get lower on the protection totem pole, so if you're not like a high-level candidate yet and you're just getting protection, sometimes you do just ride in an agent's, government car. So I've had, people ride in regular, Chevy Impala. Even if you have some police escort, sometimes they don't use their lights. It's more just low-key. So, yeah, we try not to damage traffic too much, but it is kind of nice to not have to stop for red lights and to be able to just close roads off.
I saw a documentary about the White House called Dave, and they had tunnels that went underneath the White House. And the president could sneak out and go on romantic dates. Are those tunnels real?
That would all be classified information, so I wouldn't be able to give you any of that.
That's a yes. Could you
if
cough?
I did know.
Yeah, but could cough once if it's the real tunnel.
What's the most annoying thing that the person you're protecting does?
Is late, when they're late, right? When they leave late or when they, that's pretty annoying. Kind of the timing, right? Some people like to show up late. They like to leave late. So you're pretty much on their schedule. So if you have, something planned, you might have to cancel it.
Klein, I saw a documentary called Air Force One with Harrison Ford.
Yeah, that's
and
a
he
good
kept
doc.
trying to be a hero,
Right.
and like I have to stay and protect my country and my family.
Get
and the
off my plane.
Yeah, the Secret Service people were like, dude, stop trying to be a hero. We're trying to protect you here.
Right.
Yeah, we try to really let us do that, and they just do kind of their part of the gig.
Any chance that a Russian operative could infiltrate the Secret Service, get hired, have a disguise, then rip off the mustache and reveal that they are actually salt?
No, it's not like Scooby-Doo. A little bit different. You have to do a polygraph test, so there's a lot of background information. They really look pretty closely into your background, so I think you'd probably get discovered pretty quickly if you were disguising yourself.
And when you have an off day, you get to just be a regular guy, or are you always on? Do you have that earpiece in 24/7?
No, you actually are allowed to take the earpiece off. So just normal, just go out and, do like normal people do, just at a much more awesome level.
But once you retire from doing this, can you ever fully turn it off, or are you always going to be kind of that Secret Service brain is always going to be in action?
Yeah, that's a good question. No, I think you really kind of have that built into you. So you're always kind of looking, scanning, really noticing people. So it's definitely something that's kind of built into your brain that doesn't really go away.
When I'm in traffic and I get bored, I pretend that the person behind me is following me because it makes it more interesting.
How much more can we embarrass ourselves?
A couple more things. And so I wonder if he does the same thing where he's profiling people in crowds, movies.
Yeah.
He's just and sometimes you make it fun. You're like, I'm going to assume this is the bad guy.
Yeah, what are the weirdo red flags?
In a crowd like that, it would be somebody who's acting differently than everybody else, right? Everybody else is clapping and cheering, and this person is, not. Somebody, you're looking for body language. You're looking for, where's all that kind of strange behavior to see if people may be a danger. And then you're just trying to key in on that person and see maybe if they're just a weirdo or if they're actually somebody who's a threat.
This is the number
Just
one
that guy,
question.
Jake.
Number
Never
one
mind.
question we've received. You can answer this if you want to, but can you make good money doing Secret Service work?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the average agent's making, 6 figures or more.
Or more
If you
than
get
6 figures?
If you take a bullet, is there a bonus? Like if you get or you get some shrap?
No, I don't know. I mean, I never saw that in like the brochures.
Okay.
But,
That's short for shrapnel.
Yeah, I'll tell him I see him. He knows. Shut up.
You guys
Shut up,
really you did your
Shield.
research.
Right, we did our research. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jason.
Well, apologies that you had to put up with us for the last 10 minutes, but it was very eye-opening for us, and everyone says this. Of all the Secret Service agents they've heard doing interviews this way, there have been no shortage. This is the most interesting, so thank you for being a part of it. We greatly appreciate you.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Okay, that is the great Allie. That is great. The great agent, Agent Russell.
Great agent.
He's the best. Are you the best agent ever? Would you say?
I was probably ranked up towards the top. I don't know.
Do you have a
it's been
code name?
while, but
Do you have a code name?
no, I didn't.
Yeah, I think we covered that at the beginning of the
Because
interview.
cool people don't need their own code names, Jake.
Balloon.
Captain Awesome, I think, would be
That
my
was a
code
balloon.
name.
All right, thank you. There he is, the great Agent Russell. That was an AMA with an actual Secret Service agent.
Let's give him a code name.
Meet Shield's friend. This is KROQ.